rock, every bone, every frozen bubble of air is a page, written not in ink but in stone. For scientists, the planet keeps a diary, a long, layered record of change. If we learn to read that diary, we can slow down time. We can watch oceans rise. We can watch continents shift. We can witness the first breath of life itself. Today, we slow down. We will walk through the methods and ideas scientists use to reconstruct Earth's past, and why those ancient materials are the only clues we have to our planet's deepest secrets. First, the basics. Earth's surface is layered. Each layer is a chapter. Geologists call these strata, rock layers formed over time. When sediment settles in a lake, a layer forms. When a volcanic ash cloud falls, another layer is laid down. Over millions of years, those layers stack like pages in a book. Fossils are the characters in those chapters. A shell, a bone, a footprint hardened into rock. They tell us which creatures lived, where, and when. Crucially, the order of layers gives us sequence. If a fossil appears in a lower layer and not above it, we know it lived earlier. This is the principle of superposition. Old layers lie below young ones. Beyond sequence, the context matters. A reef fossil found inland tells us an ocean once covered that land. Plant fossils in a desert layer tell us a climate was once wet. Each fossil is a local clue. Each layer is a time and place. Put many local records together and a global story emerges. Sea levels rise and fall, mountains fold and erode, ecosystems change. Rocks and fossils do more than suggest what happened. They let scientists reconstruct entire ancient worlds. Second, evolution. Fossils show change through time. They are the direct evidence that life has transformed. When paleontologists discover an organism that mixes traits, like a fish with limb-like bones, they find a bridge. Bridges explain how new groups evolved. Each discovery fills a gap in the chain of life. Long sequences of fossils show gradual change. For example, the early ancestors of horses, smaller with many toes, slowly shift toward the single-toed modern horse. That pattern repeats across groups, incremental shifts, occasional rapid turnovers, and sometimes extinction. Importantly, fossils also show when things went wrong. When many species disappear at once in the layers, we see evidence of extinction events. Paired with other clues, like a layer of worldwide ash, scientists can infer dramatic causes: asteroid impact, supereruption, sudden climate change. So, fossils do two jobs. They show how life changed, and they show when life crashed. Those are the pillars of evolutionary history. Third, climate. Ancient materials are climate records. They are nature's weather logs. Ice cores from Greenland and Antarctica are perhaps the clearest example. Each year's snowfall compresses into a visible layer. Tiny air bubbles trap the composition of ancient atmospheres. By sampling those bubbles, scientists measure past carbon dioxide and methane, greenhouse gases long before modern instruments existed. Tree rings are another clock. Wide rings mean a good growing season. Narrow rings mean stress, drought, cold, pests. By stacking tree ring records, scientists build high-resolution climate records for centuries and millennia. Fossil pollen, preserved in lake sediments, reveals what plants dominated a landscape. If pollen shifts from forest types to grassland types, we know the climate changed. These multiple lines, ice, trees, pollen, check each other. Together they form a robust picture of how Earth's climate has oscillated. Understanding past climates is not only academic, it helps us test climate models. If a model can reproduce past changes, like ice age cycles or abrupt coolings, we trust it more when it predicts future changes. Fourth, timing. Knowing the order of events is useful. Knowing exactly when they happened is transformative. That is the work of dating techniques. Radiometric dating uses the predictable decay of radioactive isotopes. For example, uranium decays into lead at a known rate. Minerals that form in volcanic ash can lock in uranium. By measuring the ratio of uranium to lead, scientists compute an age. This method provides absolute ages, not just older or younger, but precise numbers, millions, billions of years. Finally, origins. To understand where Earth and life came from, scientists look to the oldest materials: ancient rocks, meteorites, and microfossils. Meteorites are fragments left over from the birth of the solar system. They carry chemical fingerprints of the raw material that formed planets. The earliest evidence for life is subtle, tiny stromatolite structures or chemical signatures of biological activity preserved in ancient rocks. These microfossils and molecules show life appeared surprisingly early, within 1 billion years of Earth's formation. Fossils, rocks, ice, and meteorites may seem inert, but they speak quietly, patiently. They carry evidence of moments we did not witness. They let us listen to time. Science is not just collecting objects, it is learning to ask the right questions of those objects. When we read the Diary of Earth, we learn who we are, where we came from, and what the future might hold. If you found this helpful, please subscribe, like, and share, so we can keep uncovering Earth's hidden stories together. Thank you for joining.